All right. So appointment setting. Now, I started this business a long time ago. I was 23 years old when I started. I hated my job. I could not stand my job. My job was needles in my eyes. Nothing made me more miserable than going to work every day, staring at the clock. The only time I got excited was when I was driving home. That's the only time. Whoa, let's go. I mean, pack up and just speed home as quickly as possible. Friday night I was excited. Saturday I was kind of, and then Sunday I was all miserable because I knew I had to go back in for another week. And so I got thrilled when I was introduced to the business. I was ecstatic. I was so excited. I said, man, this makes sense. Financial services, part-time, investments, insurance. I don't have to quit my job. Even though I hate my job, I can learn. I can do it on my own. I can make money. There's no risk to my current career. I'm going to learn about money, getting licensed, all this stuff. I was thrilled. I was so excited about the business. I'm going to make so much money. And I'm just going to put it out there. And I hope if this is not you, I'm not putting seeds of negative thinking in your mind. So my trainer said, okay, here's how you're going to get trained. You got to get your license. Okay. It's multiple choice, 100 questions. Okay, got it. I've taken tests. I just graduated college a year ago, so I'm fine with that. You got to come to classroom training. Okay, I get it. I'm a student. I can sit up front. I can learn. I said, you got to go on appointments. I said, okay, that's cool. I'm good. Let's go on some appointments. I'm ready to learn this. And then we proceeded to build a list of people that I knew. And then we discussed the potential of contacting those people. And that's where I got petrified. I was not nervous. I was not scared. I was scared to death. I froze. I was so worried. And this is a strong word, but almost embarrassed. Not embarrassed because I was just like, man, what are they going to think about me? What am I doing? I've started so many things in the past. I never finished them, or what if, yeah, gosh, I don't know. And Ahmad, I promise you, I was this close to quitting. I promise you. I was this close. I was like, you know what? It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. But my trainer, he encouraged me to go on my first couple appointments. And he said, I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to help you. Let's just go on a couple. And we went on 2 appointments. And everything changed. Everything changed. I saw how we presented was pleasant. It was professional. It was educational. It was informational. It was inspirational. My sister said something to me. She said, man, after, because my older sister was my first appointment. And she said, thank you. And I learned a lot. And I saw things, and I noticed her questions, and I started thinking, my older sister went to college. She went to UVA, where we're from. That's a pretty good school. My older sister's very smart, but she was not making all the right financial decisions. And I said, man, if she's in this boat, everybody else. And I said, and then it changed from what are people going to think about me to let's go help some people. Let's go share some information. And thank God I went on those first couple appointments. And then I was at ease. And so I understand if you're nervous about setting appointments. I promise you, I'm not just saying this. I was terrified. So that's totally normal. And thank God for my trainer, and I did it anyway. And, I said this in my training yesterday, one thing I say to my kids all the time, and I don't think that this is that difficult. Okay. I think it was in my head and I'm a fraidy cat, but I say to my kids all the time, do hard things. Do hard things. Do hard things. That's how you change. That's how you grow. That's how you get more confident. Do hard things. So I don't think that this is hard, okay? But in your mind, it could be hard. And this telephone or sending messages or whatever could be 1,000 pounds. You don't want to pick it up. And I get that. Now, the awesome thing in the beginning is your trainer's going to do all the work. All right. So let's talk about appointment setting, the most important training you're ever going to have in our business, ever. Okay. The mentality of appointments. Nothing good happens without appointments. You're not going to learn. You're not going to get trained. People don't make money here unless we're on appointments. Our business is about doing appointments with people. That's it. That's our job. That's our number one job, is to set up appointments. And so you have to have the right mentality when it comes to the importance of doing appointments. This isn't a classroom business. It's an appointment business. New people must be appointment focused. Okay, that's how you're going to get certified. That's how you're going to get trained. That's how you're going to build your client base. That's how you're going to build your agency. That's how you're going to get referrals. That's how we make money. I already talked about this. You get better quality recruits that are potential clients, as well as your recruits get trained properly on appointments. Referrals, you have more places to go. And the number one thing is you become a great field trainer. Once you are a trainer and you can train other people in our business, it's all green lights from there. You can hire somebody, take them out in their market, and the business is downhill. So who do we set up appointments with? Okay, and when I say appointments, I'm really talking about something that we call qualified appointments. Qualified appointments. Okay, so we do a lot of meetings with people that, like when I started, I was 23 years old. I was young. I was single. I lived at home with my mom and dad. I had a job. I had no kids. I did not own a home. Okay, we do meetings with people like that, but those are more geared towards the opportunity. We're going to lead with the opportunity. Okay, when we talk about appointments today, we're really talking about qualified appointments, qualified meetings. So when you hear that term qualified, that means generally they're going to fit into 5 of these points, or 4. Age 25 to 55, married, children. And when I say children, young children, right? I have 3 children. My son is 11. My daughter's 8. My other daughter's 4, right? My parents, they have 3 children, right? My younger sister is 37. I'm 41 and my older sister's 47. Okay, we're children, but that's not the children we're talking about. We're talking about young kids. Own a home or live on their own. And employed or an income. Okay, we want to sit down with people or meet them on Zoom, people that have an income. They're working, they're not unemployed, they have an income. It could be from employment or a business, but they have a steady income coming in. Okay, now Rachel.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Where are you zooming in from?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. Who do you work with?
Shondell.
Oh, great. Did you grow up in this area or?
No, I actually grew up abroad / Minnesota. So.
Okay. All right. So you're a transplant.
Yes.
Okay. So have you been on any appointments?
I'm doing my trainings right now, and I've had one right
Okay.
now.
So you've been on a few. Okay, great. Congratulations. What's your background?
I graduated college last year, so I'm a year out, and I've been a program coordinator. So business / admin
Awesome. So
/
why'd you decide to get
national.
started? What compelled you to kind of give this a shot?
I am leaving my job at the end of June. My contract's up, and I'm looking for something different. Shondell reached out to me. I didn't even know what Primerica was. And then I went on a couple of trainings, and it was a lot less sketchy than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and like what you said about it being professional, informational, not pushy, it was very good, and it was something I felt like I could get into easily. And it was something I could put on my resume that would kind of make me stand out. Also, I would love to help myself know more about finances, so I felt like it was a win-win.
Great. Wow. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to use you today in throughout my training and as well as some other people. So thank you in advance. So why do you think we go on these training appointments with people that fit into these categories?
Because they are kind of in a point in life where they have dependents and maybe have a mortgage, or maybe they're still renting, but they have things that are on their plate, and it can be more burdensome than people who are retiring and have empty nests and investments, and they've had time to kind of, I don't know, like build their wealth, whereas people like my age or a little bit older are kind of more focused on, I don't know, like raising a family than growing wealth right now. I don't know.
Okay. So if you look at the right side of the screen, it says priorities of field training. So if me and you go out and I'm training you, right, and teaching you how to do the business, right? One of our vice presidents is a guy named Dante. He's an airline pilot. And he said the longer that you're in the plane with another skilled pilot, the better pilot you're going to be. He apprenticed learning how to fly a plane in the cockpit with another pilot. And he said, they would let you fly a little bit. And then when they felt that you could take off, fly, and land on your own, then you go out on your own. And that's the same thing here. You're going to be with a trainer, and your trainer is going to show you everything. They're going to, if Rachel's out with me, right? Rachel's being trained by Shondell. If Rachel's out with me, I'm going to be training her, teaching her the business. And when we go out in the field and it's on Zoom or we do face-to-face meetings, there are some people that still can do face-to-face meetings. And I'm sure moving forward, that'll come back into play a little bit more. The number one priority you can see is training. You're going to learn how to do it. Okay. That's the number one thing is I'm going to show you how to do this business. Just like I'm going to show you how to. So say, for example, I have kids and I want to teach them how to fish. Rachel, would I ever take them to a body of water that did not have any fish in it?
No.
Why not? If I took my 3 children and said, Daddy's going to take you out and teach you how to fish. We're going to go to the water, but there's no fish in the water. Do you think I would ever do that? Why do you think that I wouldn't do that?
Well, your credibility of knowing how to fish would really go down. Right. No, but it would be very disappointing.
Right. Okay. Number one, my kids would not have any fun. They would lose interest. They'd never see success. Well, we're practicing casting. They want to catch some fish. So when we go out, we want people that are going to ask the right questions, that they have questions about their debt, their student loans, their college savings plans, insurance, a will, retirement plans. And so when we approach people in this target market, you're going to be trained really well. And from that training, you could see it with Rachel, right? I just met her just 30 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago. You could see she went from skeptical to a little more confident, and she's only been on 2 appointments. Once 10 comes, you're going to be supremely confident. I mean that. You may not feel like that, but I promise you, you will be. Because I don't care. What's your favorite movie, Rachel? What's your favorite movie? And listen, I'm going to learn a lot about you by the way you answer this question.
I don't think I have a favorite. I love movies.
Yeah, me too. What movie do you think you've seen the most? Like really seen 20 or 30 times?
Embarrassing answer, but I love it. So Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. I've been watching that since I was 3 years old, and I have not stopped. So.
I've never heard that movie.
It's a very old movie. But.
So say for example, say I watch a movie like Inception. Inception is I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Second favorite.
It's a very confusing movie, right? Like there's a lot of things. And if you watch it the second time, you see things you didn't see the first time. By the third, fourth, and fifth time, you know the parts before they're coming up. And by the 10th time, you know the movie front to back.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you haven't seen. That's how it's going to work here. Okay. So 1 is training. Rachel's going to be trained. 2 is referrals. Okay. When we go see people, we don't charge any money for our program. The information is completely complimentary. The financial plan. So I'm teaching her how to build financial plans, answer questions, make recommendations, present our opportunity. But 2, we're going to ask them if they know other people now or in the future. 3, they may become potential recruits. Right? I do this thing all the time, right? When I go on appointments with people and people are interested and say they, for example, they have a debt situation and they say, I want to pay off my debt. And I say, okay, great. Do you feel like you're behind? Yeah, I do. Okay. Is paying off your debt very important to you? Very important. I say, okay. If I could show you a way to get out of debt significantly quicker than what you're doing right now, would you be interested? Yeah, sure. So I come back with the financial plan and I show their debt acceleration by $500 a month. And I said, look, I have a plan to get you out of debt 11 years earlier. Is that a big or little deal? They say, it's a huge deal. I said, but you need to accelerate your debt by an extra $500 a month. And Rachel, what do you think they say to me when I say that?
I can't afford it.
They say, I don't have $500. That's exactly right. I said, I thought you might say that. I know money's tight, but you really want to get out of debt, right? They say, yeah. I say, if I could show you how to earn $500 a month that you could just contribute to your debt, would you be interested? I say, sure. See, people, they may not want to do an opportunity, but they want to get out of debt. People may not want to study for a test, but they want to put their kids in private school. See, you gotta create a door and then people will walk through it. People have goals that they need extra money. And an extra $1,000 or $1,500 is a lot of money. People get really excited when they get their tax refund, and that's their own money coming back to them. That's not extra free money. So if I could show you how to make $1,500 or $2,000 a month extra, they'll get excited. They can save up for a down payment on their home. They can pay off their school. They can send their kids to private school. They can go on a vacation. They can retire their parents or friends, or family members. I did a training appointment with my dad. And this is in the early 2000s. The stock market had dipped a little bit. My dad's very, conservative and frugal financially. And so my dad was continuing to work. And, you know, my dad was older at that time, you know, 60 something years old. And my trainer said, you know, what would it take for you to retire right now? My dad was like, you know, if I had $1,100 a month, I'll never forget this. He said, if I had $1,100 a month right now, I would feel comfortable retiring. It went right in my head. I go, wait, that's all it is keeping my dad from not working. $1,100. I can make $1,100. See, then it turned from doing this out of my own personal gain to helping somebody. So I'll take a test to help my daddy retire. Everything, you know, my dad was an immigrant, right? My dad fled a civil war to come here. My dad fled, you know, left his country, his language, his religion. My dad came here in the 60s. He went to college in Alabama. There was segregation. My dad's not Caucasian. You know, my dad has lots of stories of growing up or, you know, going to college in Alabama and not being served and all these things and all, you know, but he came here for me. I can go to work for him. You know, a lot of times, you know, a lot of people, you know, they say things to me when I meet them sometimes, you know, and you know, they'll be like, I'm straight. I'm like, yeah, you know, no, I don't need this opportunity. I'm straight. I'm like, you're what? Yeah, I'm straight. I was like, what does that even mean? I'm good. No. Your wife wants you to make more money. Your parents want you to make more money. That's a very selfish way to think. I'm good. There are people depending on you. And I don't think my dad was depending on me. My dad has done well financially, but that gave me extra motivation. But look, for some of us, there are people literally depending on you. So I don't know if you have the luxury to play video games till 1 or 2 in the morning. You might have to get to work. And so if that's your extra motivation, great, right? So anyways, we may get potential agents, and then we might get potential clients, right? If I sit down with somebody and it makes sense for them financially to start a retirement account, to protect their family, to get a will, to make their home a smart home, to consolidate their debt, to purchase a house, and it makes sense for what they're doing, and they like what we're able to provide for them, well, guess what? We're going to do business. But when we talk about setting up these appointments, okay, I want you to write this down. Detach yourself from the outcomes. Don't worry if they're going to become a recruit or a client. Just get some appointments and put your name out there and get trained and learn. Don't ever think, oh, they'll be interested. They won't. You know, they're already rich. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just get your appointments done. You'll be so surprised at people you thought would be fine financially and they need help, or people that you thought, man, they look broke, but they got money. Okay. So setting appointments is the most important skill you learn in the business, but it's part of the business that recruits get the most nervous about. Break the ice. It sounds simple, but people will help you. Okay. And as much as people want to help you, they are busy, which we'll talk about. Okay. So how to set up an appointment. All right. So now I see a few of you with videos on. So if you have not been on an appointment, raise your hand. Just put your hand up. Okay. Mrs. Test Passer, how are you? And how do I pronounce your name?
Ina?
Ina, okay.
Yes.
And I met you before, right, or no?
I've been in your classes a few times.
Okay. All right. Have I called on you?
I think so. Yeah, at least makes like a call on.
All right. Well, congratulations for passing your exam.
Thank
Awesome
you.
job. So how do you think we should set up the appointment? What would you say? Who do you know that's married, has young kids? Do you know anybody?
Loads. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm loads. I'm in my 30s and I have a bunch of people that I've kept close with. So I have loads of macho
So,
folks.
so who's one of your friends?
Dixie.
Okay, and she's married.
Getting married right now.
Do they have kids?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and how do you know her? Just friends?
We worked together
Okay,
for
so
about 8
coworkers,
years.
friends,
Mhm.
created a relationship. Awesome. So you know you need to witness 10 presentations in order to get trained. Okay. This is how you're going to learn. This is how you're going to get trained. This is how you're going to get confident. This is how you're going to get referrals. This is how you're going to make money. You get it. Okay. You get all the reasons of why we need to do the appointment. Okay. How are you going to set it up? How are you going to ask Dixie for the appointment?
Well, I've already sent her the video and now it's a matter of getting inside of her getting married schedule. But I have other folks too.
Okay, but what would you say? Like, say, for example, I'm your friend. Say, you know me from work as well. I'm a perfect qualified candidate for an appointment. I have young children. You have credibility with me. What are you going to say to me?
I'm going to say that I've been studying a lot recently about ways to build security for your family's future. And I don't want you to feel any sort of pressure to do this, but it would be helping me out a whole lot if you would let me learn with you and if you'd come along to this appointment.
Okay, good. Now, that's right. You're right in what you said. Okay. So normally new people are going to say things along the lines of, hey, Ina, I think this will really help you. And I think that, remember we talked at work one time and you said you had a lot of debt. I think this will be a great program to help you pay off your debt. I think that you could learn about saving and investing money. Why do you think that is not the right approach?
So for me personally, I would say it's not the right approach because lots of people are very uncomfortable when it comes to talking about money, especially with someone that they already know, but maybe haven't brought up the debt conversation yet. And just kind of framing it for a more positive approach, like, hey, what are we actually doing here? We're building security. You're helping me build me. I want to help build you, and bringing it back to that positive opportunity without necessarily bringing up, hey, I know about all that debt that's stressing you out. Let's take some time to talk about that. I'm not there to be the therapist. I'm there to be the helper. I have an interest in helping.
Yes. So our natural tendency is going to be to talk about what benefits them. Okay. Number one, there's certain words that scare people, right? Insurance, we know that's a terrifying word. All right. That might as well be a curse word. All right. So you can never say insurance. Even if you say saving and investing, what do people think? I don't have any money. That's what they think. I don't have any money. Right? If you talk about their debt situation, they might feel it's personal, it's intrusive. They might get depressed if they think about their debt. So we don't ever want to have that approach, even though that's very logical. It's very logical. Man, I'm so excited about this opportunity. I think it'd be great for you. Not in the qualified appointments. That's not how it works. Okay. So I'm going to go through what to say where you can get appointments every time. And the mentality and the general approach that we're going to use to become incredible at setting appointments. Okay. So we're not going to talk about them and how it's going to benefit them. We're going to say things like this. Okay. And I want you to write, okay, I'll go over a couple points before I go through the actual scripts. Number one, be in the right frame of mind. whenever you are contacting people, now a lot of times we message people, which is fine. But if you ever actually do have a conversation, I believe you should be in the right frame of mind. You should stand up. You should walk around. You have the right physiology. Just even your breathing, right? Like I was in college, my parents would always call me, and in the middle of the day, and I'm sleeping, right, at like 3 o'clock. My dad would be like, "Are you sleeping?" And I'd be asleep. I mean, they could tell. I'm like, "No, I'm not asleep." And they're like, "I can tell," right? Like people can tell if you're groggy, if you're tired. I can tell if people are smiling on the phone, right? So you want to be in the right frame of mind. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Always remember why you're calling them. Don't worry about what other people think. You're asking people to help you and get your name out there. And always think, I'd be willing to help them. And the only way you're going to learn is by doing. Okay. The people need this information. And if I don't contact them, who will? Who will? Who's going to contact them? Just in the area of insurance, over 60 of my clients have died. And those are the numbers. I have 10,000 clients. And I've seen it all: cancer, suicide, heart attack, stroke, car accident, drug overdose, swine flu, COVID, all these things that have taken people's lives. And we've been able to assist people financially that normally wouldn't have gotten help if we didn't set up these meetings and appointments. Do know your scripts. We're going to go over the scripts in a second. Knowing them reflexively allows you to focus on listening and being yourself. Do always overbook. 50% of appointments do reschedule or cancel. In the rare case they keep, great. Send someone on your team. Do give the prospect alternate choices when deciding on a time to get together. So is Wednesday or Thursday good? That's an alternative choice. Is 6 or 8? Do you prefer weekdays or weekends? You always give 2 choices, okay? You don't just say when is good for you. You got to be very specific when setting up times. Do be assumptive about prospects wanting to meet with you. We have something they desperately need. Do have both the husband and wife there during the presentation. We always meet with both. We don't do things called one-legged appointments where we meet with one of the, if there are 2 people, they're married or partners or spouses, we need to meet with both of them. Okay, we don't just meet with one and then they relay the information. We don't do that. Do utilize the power of the third party. Initially, that's all you have in common with the referral. Use it to build rapport. So if I'm training Ina and Ina knows Dixie, I'll say, Dixie, Ina really needs your help. I'm using the third party. Do know people will set an appointment for one of 4 reasons: need, greed, friendship, or curiosity. Do schedule appointments one and it should be 1.5 hours after another to maximize chat time with your field trainer. Right now with Zoom and doing them virtually, we're able to do them a lot shorter periods of time, usually about an hour apart. Do qualified meetings in the right market. 4 and 5 pointers only. Do daytime recruiting interviews or webinar invites or animated videos for prospects who are out of the market. 1 to 3 pointers. I was a 3-pointer, right? Actually, I was a 2-pointer when I started. So I was, people led with the opportunity. Do have a goal for the number of appointments you will set every day and every week. Activity is the key, and it begins with setting appointments. Do know your ability to effectively set appointments will directly affect your success. If you cannot set an appointment, you'll never have the opportunity to make a presentation, collect data, get commitments, do a carryback, make a sale, get more referrals, or hire anybody. So just like what Ina said, when we talk about our warm market, okay, the people we know do not want to share financial information. Why? Usually it's private. They're embarrassed. They don't want you to know how much debt they have. That's totally understandable. They don't see value in what you do, right? They may know you from being hanging out with them in college, being a college buddy with them, or playing basketball. They don't look at you as a financial professional. They don't really see value in what you do, right? If they thought that you could increase their retirement account in 20, 30 years by 150, 200,000, they'd sit down with you. If they thought you could take off 10 or 15 years off their debt, they'd sit down with you. If they thought they would get 5 times more coverage for less cost, they sit down with you. but they don't really see that value because they don't know you in that frame of reference yet. They don't want you to come over and sell them something they don't need. They don't want to do a presentation and be sold something, right? Everyone wants to buy something they need. That's why Amazon is the greatest thing in the world for most people, because you can always find something that you are looking for. Oh, let me just look on it. Somebody's searching it. It's there. We love buying stuff we need. That's called shopping. We love that. But no one wants to be sold something they think they don't need. But they do want to help you. They will do you a favor. They will help you with training and give you referrals. Look, people will help you. They will. They will give you referrals. They will do you a favor, because usually we've done favors for each other. That's what friends do. So how do we set up a meeting? I want you to write this down. F, favor. I need a little favor. E, excited. I'm really excited about a new career I'm starting. T, training. I'm going through training right now. H, help. This is the most important word in all of the script. Help. If you think about somebody, if they shout help, you look, right? It's just a natural thing. People want to help people. Opinion. I value your opinion. And then referrals. You may even be able to refer somebody to me. So Fethor, F-E-T-H-O-R. Favor, excited, training, help, opinion, referrals. So here is the script. And I'll go through it a few times. And then we'll cover some objections. Hey, Shondell, I need to ask you for a favor. I just started working with a financial company and I'm really excited. And I need your help with my training. I have to witness 10 training presentations in order to get my certification. Would you and Mike be willing to help me out? It would really mean a lot to me. Hey, Shondell, I need to ask you for a favor. I just started working with a financial company and I'm really excited. And I need your help with my training. I have to witness 10 training presentations in order to get my certification. Would you and Mike be willing to help me out? It would really mean a lot to me. So Ahmad.
Hey,
How are you?
doing good.
Good. So why do you think that you should say, I just started working and I'm in training? Why do you think you should say that part of it? I just started working and I'm in training.
Because they're gonna know that I don't have enough information for me to further explain
That's
for
exactly
them if they have a lot of questions, rather than if they do show up to the meeting and they decide to help me, they'll be there with me and everything is just going to be basic. It's not going to be complicated for them to understand or witness whatever I am being trained on. So if they were interested in
So-
the future, probably.
So number one, when we do the training, you're exactly right. When we do the training appointments, you're going to be going with your trainer. So, or, even if it's on Zoom, it's not just you, right? So you're asking, can I get 30 minutes of your time with a friend? That's all you're asking, right? In the very simplest terms, that's all you're asking. So you don't have enough information. You just started working. Also, when someone's brand new at starting, people want to help people. Oh, you're starting something new. Let me help you. Good for you. You're trying something, awesome. Oh, I just signed up to learn a new language. Good for you. Great, man. Getting out of your comfort zone. Awesome. Right. Also, yes, they can't bombard you with questions. You don't know anything. And you can always resort back to that. I don't know if I mentioned, but I just started, so I don't know. My trainer will answer all the questions, blah, blah, blah. Right. Why do you say you're really excited?
Because if they're close to me, then they don't want to bring me down with
That's exactly right. They
screwing
don't
me
want to
out.
diffuse your excitement.
Mhm.
Listen, let me tell you something about myself. All right. And this was a long time ago, but it may be hard for you to believe. But I was a cool kid. All right. I was really cool in high school. All right. I was a very cool person. Never got excited about anything because cool people didn't do that. Okay. You never said things like, I'm proud of you or I'm excited. You just didn't do that. Okay. It wasn't cool to do that. So it was out of my comfort zone to say that I was excited about something, even though I was excited. But when you say you're excited about something, it's contagious. People, you're exactly right. They don't want to bring you down. They don't want to diffuse it. And excitement, because most people don't have much excitement going on in their life, it brings about a curiosity. So if Ahmad says, I'm excited, what are you excited about? Really? I've never heard you excited about anything. Wow, really? Because that's what they felt with me. Like, you're only excited about sports. Like, you're excited about something? Wow, okay. And it would just get their wheels turning a little bit. And then obviously, why we say help, because people are willing to help, okay? Now, what is it all about? It's a little hard to explain over the phone, but it's finance, how money works, financial services, and I'm really excited about it. I just need help with my training. Is Tuesday at 6 p.m. good? Okay. And I'm going to revisit this later, but always remember this and write this down. Questions equals control. Okay. You always want to end your statement with a question, because if I tell Aaron, it's a little hard to explain over the phone, but it's finance, how money works, financial services, and I'm really excited about it, and I just need help with my training, and I stop there, she's going to say, how long will it take? 45 minutes. And then do I have to buy anything? And she's going to start bombarding me with questions. She's in control. But if I say, is Tuesday 6 p.m. good? I immediately regain control. You always answer the question, and there's not some magical thing that you're going to say, but you answer the question and then set the appointment. Do I have to buy anything? This is very valid. People always think this, right? There's no cost, no obligation. It's just for my training. This will allow me to get certified. If you see something that may benefit you, we can discuss, but it's primarily just to help me out. It will take 30 to 40 minutes. Does Wednesday night still work for you? Okay. And if you are on the phone with people or you're texting to set an appointment, here's another tip on setting appointments. Always ask what they're doing before. So if I say, Aaron, hey, Aaron, are you busy on Wednesday night? No, what's up? Then I already know I can set the appointment on Wednesday, right? So I always say that. And then I say, hey, listen, I was calling you. I need your help. I need to witness your presentation, blah, blah, blah. So you already know she's free on Wednesday. I can set an appointment for her and her husband. Why does my spouse need to be there? In order for me to complete my training and get full credit, I need for both of you to be there. Can you help me for 30 to 40 minutes? It would really mean a lot to me. Okay. I wish we could do one-legged appointments. It'd be a lot easier to do the appointments. They don't work, guys. Trust me. Okay. I've tried to figure out every way to do this business without doing meetings. It doesn't work. All right. I've tried to spam people, email people, text people, do one-legged appointments. It doesn't work. Trust me. I've been doing this for almost 18 years. There's nothing really new under the sun. Let me check with my wife or husband. This is the most common response you're going to get. I call this the standard American response. Okay. I use this all the time. When anybody tries to get me to do something, I say, let me check with my wife. Okay. It's just natural. It's as natural as breathing. You just always say, let me check with my husband or wife. Okay. And I'm going to revisit this in a second, and I'll go through it even more thoroughly. Okay, well, let's just pencil it in for Wednesday at 6:30. And if you need to reschedule, just let me know. I just want to get you on my trainer schedule because he or she is busy. So which day works better for you, right? And I reclose it. We are busy. We don't have time. Okay. Before I go into the script, you want to sit down with busy people. Busy people make the best appointments. They know a lot of people. They have tons of credibility. They ask the best questions. Statistically, busy people make the best clients. They do business the most, and they're the best training appointments. Okay. So if somebody says they're busy, which I don't know where you live, but I'm in Northern Virginia, it's just a busy area. Everybody's busy where I am. Everybody. Okay. So that is normal. I know you're both really busy, and that's why I'm asking, because I really value your time and in your opinion. Can you give me 30, 40 minutes? It really means a lot to me. I'm not interested. That's okay. Totally get it, right? They don't have to buy it. And I mean it. I don't care if they're interested or not. I just want my training appointment. Okay. Because, once we show them that they're in a bad policy, they might get interested. Once they see, oh, you do wills? Oh, yeah, I'm interested. Oh, you do college savings plan? Oh, yeah, I'm interested. Right? That's okay. It's just for my training, and it really means a lot to me. I'm only asking the people that I think I can really count on. This is really important to me. Will you help me out? That's all. You're just reiterating. It's just for training. You don't have to be interested. You just got to sit there, ask questions. It'll count as one of my 10. That's all you're saying. Can I give you fake info? Well, in order for me to get the best training, I need to sit with someone that has real life concerns and questions. I can do a mock appointment here at the office, right? Also, if you actually don't see what I'm doing, you can't give me strong referrals, right? And think about like a movie, right? If I go see a movie and I say, oh, go see this movie. And then Aaron says, oh, is it good? I say, well, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's good. It just doesn't come across the same. If I say, man, I saw this movie last night. It's incredible. It's great. Go watch it. There's more credibility. You're probably going to go see it. Okay. So here's some other pointers for appointment setting. Okay. You have to schedule them and get them to actually meet with you, and the spouse is there. And they don't call you the day of and the day before to reschedule. Okay. So think about that. So you might get an initial commitment, but then you actually have to actually do the meeting, and the spouse has to be there, and we don't want them calling and rescheduling. Okay. So if you have to constantly chase people down, it will exhaust your emotional energy, and you only have a limited amount of emotional energy. So here are some tips on how to firm up appointments. Ask kindly. Is it possible, while I've got you here on the phone, can we discuss a possible time that you think will work for you? And if it doesn't work, you can call me back today or tomorrow. See, at least I get something scheduled. I'm going to talk to my spouse. How about we go ahead while I've got you on the phone? Let's tentatively put something down. And if it doesn't work, you can just call me back. Would that be okay? It's always how you ask. Ask kindly. You'll get something scheduled and you don't have to chase them. Ask to be flexible. Can you be flexible with the time in case our other appointments finish a little bit earlier or late? Make it very clear that we need the spouse there. Is this definitely a good time for your spouse? We're going to need both of you to be there in order for this to count for my training. Be skilled. Elevate the importance in their mind, the level of importance of this training. Do me a favor, John. I don't know if you have a place where you write stuff down, or you can add a reminder on your phone. If for any reason that this time is not good for you, if at all possible, can you let me know at least a day or two ahead? The reason I'm asking is because I'm bringing my trainer with me, or my trainer will be attending with me on Zoom, and I need to coordinate with them. And if you call me the day before, it doesn't give me enough time to schedule someone else in that spot. People will say yes, and more appointments will stick, and less will reschedule. What is it about? I already went over this. It's a little hard to explain over the phone, but it's finance, how money works, financial services, and I'm really excited about it. Is Tuesday at 6 p.m. good? Questions is control, and then once you set up the appointment, you get off the phone. Okay, now, Erin.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, you've been on appointments, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you set your original appointments? Did you get on the phone and call people? Did your trainer set them for you?
No, I actually, with the people who I'm very close with, so my really, really hot market, I sent a quick text message just kind of saying that my trainer will be calling them. Um, and they knew I was looking for other work. So it text message, fortunately, built up like, oh yeah, great, I definitely help you. Okay, great. Chandel's going to be calling you, and then I'll talk to you afterwards. And thankfully, it all got set up from there.
Okay.
I didn't.
So-
there was not a lot of back and forth.
And that's why I asked you, because I figured, okay. And I just went through all the scripts that you say if you call, okay? This is not going to happen for most of you in the beginning. Your trainer is going to actually set up the appointment, okay? All you have to do is send a text or a three-way text, and we'll get those scripts out to you, but it's basically going to say something like, hey, I just started working with a company. I'm in training right now. I need your help. I've included my trainer on this message, or I asked my trainer to call you, and they will call you. And then Chandel will set up the appointment. She's going to call, and she's going to say something basically like this. Hey, Sheila, Aaron sent you that text message. I work with a financial company. Aaron's going through training and her certification with the state. There's 3 parts of that training. 1 is her license. 2 is classroom training. And 3, the most important, is in the field. She needs to witness 10 presentations. Would you be willing to help her out? And then they'll set up the appointment. They'll confirm it. They'll confirm the spouse is there. They'll confirm the Zoom IDs, all that stuff. So a lot of this you don't even have to do. I just wanted to give you the psychology and the words, because sometimes people may call you back and you might have to have some of this dialogue without giving them too much information, but confirm the appointment. But in the beginning, you just might need to send a message introducing your trainer. You say, hey, if Chandel calls you, be sure to answer it. If they leave a message, can you do me a favor and call them back right away? That's all you have to do. So they know it's important. They know it's important for you to get them to get back to that person, and that the call is significant. That's it. But all you got to do, is called a triangle offense, is introduce your trainer with a 3-way text. And the 3-way text is an amazing way that we set appointments for brand new people. Okay. But I wanted to give you the words just so you understand how we're going to be setting up appointments. And then when you're setting up appointments, how this will work for you. But in the beginning, you're not going to do a lot of it. Like Aaron just said, Chandel did all the work. I just sent an introductory message. Okay. One thing I did, okay, and I sent emails. Okay. I was a chicken. I sent emails, and I'm going to email this. I'm going to share this presentation on our Telegram thread, and you can have this email, right? And this is an email we sent a long time ago. So some of it's outdated in terms of the terminology, because now it's Zoom and things like that. But I wanted to ask you for a favor, if you don't mind. As you know, I'm working with a financial brokerage, and I need to get trained on 10 live client presentations as part of my licensing and startup process. This will also help me get real life experience and learn our business much more quickly. This involves sitting down with families for half an hour and discussing general financial concepts and plans to help them reach their financial goals. Of course, there are no costs to you or obligations on your part, but I think at least you will learn something about financial planning. All we ask is that you listen to the overview and ask questions. The only thing we ask is that if you find our concepts valuable, that you introduce us to any friends or family members that you think would benefit from meeting with us. I'm really excited about this business because it's a chance to be my own boss, help other families out, and still provide for my family. It's amazing, but I've learned that 95% of families do not have a written plan for when they want to retire, how much they will need at retirement, and how much they need to save now to meet those goals. There are lots of families in this area with huge amounts of debts and not enough income to support their needs. With a little proper financial planning, hopefully we can get them on the right track. I would really appreciate your help, because this is my chance to break away from the corporate sector, start my own business, and put my efforts to good use. Since I'm new to this business, I have to count on family and close friends to help me get this started. If you don't mind, I would like to set up a time to meet with you at your earliest convenience. The whole presentation takes about half an hour, and we can come to your house. Just make it easiest for you. Thanks. I really appreciate you helping me out there. Now, look, when we're in training, some of the appointments do go longer than half an hour, but the training part is half an hour, and then we ask permission to stay. Or if they say they want us to stay because they have more questions, we'll stay. Okay. Now on Zoom, I mean, it's even quicker. than when we go meet face to face. Okay. And then you're ace in the hole, right? If someone's kind of fighting you a little bit, hey, Shaq, if you called me and asked me for help, what would I say to you, right? Sheila, if you called me and asked me for help, what would I say to you? You know I would help you out. I'll be there tomorrow at 7:30. Just log on the Zoom, right? And you kind of just playfully, come on, stop giving me a hard time. Let's just do the appointment, right? And you're asking because, look, your level of certainness is going to determine if you're going to get the appointment or not. It's got to be important to you just to get the appointment. Detach yourself from the outcome. Just worry about getting the appointment. Don't worry if they buy anything or they're interested or not. Will you help me out? Will you sit there? Will you listen? Ask a lot of questions. I value your opinion, and this will help me with my training. So set 3 to 6 appointments immediately. Okay, it's like getting in a cold pool of water. Have you ever tried to go into a cold pool of water? You want to go fast or slow? You want to go fast, right? Have you ever seen somebody go in slow? Like I always go in slow, right? And then you just, right? Number one, you look foolish, okay? And number two, 20 minutes later, you're still cold. It's like taking off a Band-Aid, fast or slow, fast. Why? Slow is torture. Fast is fun. Okay, don't torture yourself thinking about these appointments. Just like Rachel said in the beginning. I was sketched out. I didn't know, but after I went on a couple appointments, she'd only been on 2. She said, man, I learned a lot more. I'm excited. That it's the same experience for everybody. It's like a textbook for swimming. Always remember this, right? If none of us know how to swim and we watch videos and we read books about it, and our final exam is we have to jump in a pool and swim, we're all going to drown because you don't learn how to swim from reading about it. How do you learn? You go in the pool with floaties, you swallow water, you cough, they hold you up, you blow bubbles under the water, right? All that stuff. That's how you learn how to swim. You learn the business in the field. Every client has the same problems and we have the same answers. All right.